The Green Bay Packers have hired a new general manager, and it is Brian Gutekunst. And now I know what you're all thinking. Who?
I think we can run the table. I really do.
Giants looking for a stop. They're going to air it out. Rodgers does this better than anybody. End zone, Cobb, touchdown! Unbelievable! This to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good! The Packers are moving on. Aaron Rodgers has done it again.
Grassy Posse Packer Nation! Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I am your host, Tom Grassi, and boy, oh boy, did this come quick. I am in the middle of watching the Bills-Jaguars game, and what do I get? That the Packers have hired a new general manager, and while the two big names that were going around were Ball and, of course, Elliott Wolf, neither of those being picked. Instead, Brian Gutekunst is being picked. And Gutekunst. That's what Google pronunciation is. That's how it said to pronounce his name. So I don't know if I'm butchering it, but that's the guy. And obviously wasn't somebody that we've talked about on the show. Wasn't somebody who was really in the media a whole lot. Let me just kind of give you a background on who he is. He spent 19 seasons with the Packers, so he is obviously incredibly experienced. 13 years as a college scout. Then he went to 3 years as the director of college scouting. He's going to be 45 this year. He has a lot more experience than Wolf, and it should make McCarthy pretty happy. There was a bunch of stories coming out this week that if Ball wound up getting the GM position, that McCarthy would be leaving Green Bay and that this would be it for him as a head coach. I don't know how much stock I put into those stories, but considering he's been Gutekunst had been the director of player personnel since 2016. This is probably going to make Mike McCarthy pretty happy. And so I honestly don't know a ton about this guy, but I mean, the amount of experience that he's bringing, he's obviously working with the scouting department. He knows the players very well. I trust the Green Bay Packers considering that McCarthy was involved in this decision. Obviously the board of directors and obviously Mark Murphy, they turned around and really were able to get this guy pretty quickly because within a week we have a new general manager already. So that being said, the main thing that I want to see coming out of this is, are we going to see an exodus from Green Bay? Are we going to see guys like Elliott Wolf leave? Are we going to see Ball leave? Are we going to see any other people who wanted that or were fighting for that GM position wind up leaving Green Bay? And I really, really hope not, because Elliott Wolf, I mean, he is going to be a GM somewhere, and I was hoping it'd be the Packers, but it doesn't seem to be the case as of right now. In other Packers news, because we just haven't had time to cover it, Joe Philbin is returning to the offense of the Green Bay Packers, which is phenomenal. If that name sounds familiar, he was with the Dolphins for quite some time. You might remember from the 2011 season, which is the 15-1 season, in which our defense was hot trash. No news there, but our offense was incredible, and we were putting up over 30 points a game. So that's incredibly exciting, too. I also love the fact that they've hired this GM so quickly. And there were stories coming out all week that we were going and knocking on other teams' doors and trying to get people for the GM position, kind of doing their due diligence. But it seems that we've settled on this guy. And you know what? Now we're not distracted anymore. Let's go out there. Let's do what we have to do. And we have our new GM. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with the draft. And considering he has this background and Ted Thompson's still working for him, I'm sure the draft is going to be a success. The number one question I have is, does he like free agents? I really, really hope so. But we'll see. We'll see what we got. But yeah, Brian Gutekunst, everybody. So work on your German. Is that German? It sounds German. Work on that and sound really smart to your friends. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com, TomGrossi Comedy, or Tom Grossi Comedy on the Twitter. Check out Packcast, Packast, which is this podcast. We're doing multiple shows during the week, and then when the Packers play, we interview fans from the opposing teams. And so check out all those interviews. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, and of course on YouTube. I'll also be doing episodes after each playoff game today. What do you guys think about this move? Does anyone know anything about this guy other than what I've already told you? Are you excited about it? I think this is great that we got him so early. Now we can move forward and we can win a freaking Super Bowl. I'm Tom Grassi, and as always, go Pack Go.